I think that's an official get your arse in gear job.
No glasses.
No glasses tonight to rattle, that's right. So I think I have to explain now 2 roles, because I get this bit of bling. I'm the mayor of Thame at the moment, so we're very pleased to be supported as a council. But I'm also the chair of the museum as well, so you know, it's a big honour for us as a museum to be able to put on an exhibition of our emergency services. You know, I mean, you know, the most visible of our emergency service, obviously because we have a big station in Thame, is the fire service, and great to see everyone out this morning. We did have quite a few here last night doing a little celebration there. I don't think any of the people driving the fire engine were here last night, so that's good news, seeing as most of the others were, we did manage a few bottles of wine. But that was very good. So, but it's a great pleasure, and I really want to hand it over to Steve, really, to officially really open. I think, is that right? Do I get it right? Yes, sir. Because he's, you know, he's real, you know.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us all here today. I'm back at the Thame Museum. Come to see it all. My name's Steve Lockwood. I'm the current officer in charge of the fire station at Thame. And we're really looking forward to the stuff that's going on here. We've got our crew here today and the fire engines outside, so once you've had a good look around the museum, if anybody wants to look around the fire engine and stuff, please do. I'm going to pass over to my predecessor. This is Station Manager Andy Ford, who's going to give you a bit of a history of us.
Morning. Very brief history of what we've got here today. As Steve said, I retired from Thame and the part-time 5 years ago and handed over to Steve, who is in a long line of firefighters in his family. My predecessor was his father. So, and there are a few of the old guys around who I'm sure will talk to and explain the history of Thame before I joined, because I'm only a 90s child of the fire service. But Thame Fire Station, 1937, the one in Nelson Street looks exactly like it did in 1937 now. I suppose the tarmac's changed out the front a little bit because the fire engine's kind of turfed that up a little bit a few times. And the doors have changed because certain drivers weren't that good back then. They might have put a few dents in them. But 1937 is the second oldest fire station in Oxfordshire, still serving. Wallingford's beats it by just over a year. But you'll see the display here. There's some other services here, police and ambulance. They're not very important. But our display really heads us from that era, 1937. And probably the most interesting bit that I've seen in my career is up to when I joined in 1990. The kit was cork fire helmets, black and yellow, a woolen jacket or a plastic tailhead, plastic leggings and Wellington boots. From 1990-ish, health and safety got involved. So it felt like we had new fire kit every other year, and that developed up to the latest fire kit that you'll see on the fire engines outside, really just designed to keep the firefighters safe. Obviously plastic had its drawbacks back then, but it melted occasionally, which is why there's very little of the old fire kit left. But you can see the display along the wall going from the early years to current at the top end, and some history of the fire station going back before 1937 when they had horse-drawn carriages. And there are a few of the old guys here that remember the horses that were probably across the road where the physiotherapist is now, I think, isn't it? And where the baker's was. But yes, I'm not that old, I don't remember the horses, and I don't remember the open top fire engines. When I joined, we had those lovely Bedford diesel engines, and as you can see outside now, we've got these lovely shiny Volvos that carry probably twice as much of the equipment that we had back then. But have a chat to the fire crew, they'll tell you anything you need to know. Have a look at the photos, it's a great history in Thame, and as I said, that station, second oldest in the county, and still serving the public of Thame and the surrounding area. So have a lovely day, have a look around, and I hope you enjoy your visit here.
All that leaves us to say is a massive thank you to everybody involved in the museum who's putting this on and put all the hard work in that they've done. And I guess from our point of view, that is from the fire service perspective, this exhibition officially open.
You recruits, look at this, in their own uniform.
Right, have a look around. Ask any questions to the firefighters if you want to ask anyone anything.
questions.